Thank you. General Manager report.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the board, community welcome. We're going to do our presentation right now. Jason's going to load it up, and let's get to there. Okay, so first there are a couple of items, housekeeping, that we want to give an update. Go ahead and go to the first slide, Jay. There are 4 items. Lounge expansion update. The contract was approved at the March 27th open board meeting. The contract was signed April 1st. We had planned that April 4th to have our permit done with the City of Banning. Unfortunately, there seems to be some issues, not just trying to get the permit done, and we're working with the City of Banning to accomplish that. Hopefully, we'll have an update Tuesday when the chief planner is back in the office, and we can address any issues that they may have. So stay tuned. Age verification is proceeding. The forms, as a reminder, were put in the March Lifestyle magazine, as well as at the Recreation front desk, the administration front desk, and the website. These are due June 28th, so we ask that you get those in as soon as possible. To meet that date, please. We'd also like to welcome Connie Patton and Fabian Marble, new administrative staff. They replaced departed staff members. So Connie Patton is the administration receptionist. She's there at the front desk when you walk into admin. And right next to her in the office is Fabian Marble. He will be helping with the new homeowner orientation, getting them signed up for emails, et cetera, and RFIDs, et cetera. He replaced Manny, who left a couple weeks ago. On to the South Clubhouse pool that will close May 6th for renovation to the pool and spa. It's a replaster project, as well as dressing the deck. This project is expected to last for 2 months. You might recall that this was previously approved by the Board of Directors to occur back in November, December timeline, and it was delayed to allow people to utilize that South Clubhouse pool during the winter. Now that the summer, the pools will open May 1st, and we will be transitioning those, hopefully those swimmers will come over to the main or North Clubhouse pool to utilize the pools there. Next, we have some events coming up. The Cinco de Mayo event. You just heard that music. Jason and I will be singing on Cinco de Mayo. Just kidding. We will be dancing on a hat, though, right, Jay? Space is limited. This will be held on the veranda. The doors will open at 11. Tickets are on sale at the Sandwich Bar and Grill. During that day, the Sandwich will close at 11 for this event as we transition our people over to the veranda. There will be bracelets handed out to make sure that the attendees are identified. We will have an all-you-can-eat buffet. The price point's $29.99 plus gratuity and tax, and those tickets are on sale. Next, we have the Mother's Day brunch. Those tickets go on sale today. The event will occur on Mother's Day. If you haven't remembered that, you're in trouble. Sunday, May 12th, doors open at 10. There will be 2 seatings in the ballroom, one starting at 10. That will last to about noon, and then they turn the tables over, make sure that new linen, et cetera, and the next seating is at 1 to 3. There are great items that are on the menu for that day. Prices are adults $49.95, children 6 to 12, $26.95, and 5 and under are free. Those tickets are on sale at the Sandwich Bar and Grill. And on Sunday, May 12th, also the Sandwich will close as we move all the staff to handle Mother's Day event. And last but not least, we have a recreation event. The Skinnerd and Friends Southern Rock Tribute will be Friday, May 31st. The doors open at 6 here in the ballroom. Tickets are on sale at the main front desk here at the main clubhouse with Felicia or Nadine. Price is $15, limit 4 per household. And with that, that completes the update for the general manager. And now Jason will give an update on executive session actions.
Thank you, Chris. Good afternoon, everyone. This report will give the community an update on executive session actions that were taken by the board at their executive session meeting on April 24th, at which time litigation, member discipline, formation of contracts, and personal matters were discussed. With member matters, the board reviewed 3 member requests for fee waiver. The board approved the F&B and golf receivables as of March 31st, as well as the assessment account receivables as of March 31st, 2024. The board approved the delinquency report. The board reviewed a request for an annual golf refund. The board reviewed a request for a parking variance. The board met with members from the OPA team. With legal, the board approved the executive session minutes from February 28th and April 28th, 2024. The board received a number of updates from legal. The board approved to continue with the foreclosures on 3 properties, and those are APN 419-392-004, APN number 440-133-025, and APN 440-260-001. The board approved to send the following accounts to the collections attorney to foreclose on the lien and record the notice of default on the following: APN 440-182-015 and APN 440-320-019. The board approved the write-off of bad debt, and the board reviewed and approved a one-time cleanup on a vacant property. With formation of contracts, the board received updates from the management company on several items. The board met with F&B director candidates. The board received and filed the investment activity report, and the board received and filed the project activity report. The board discussed investments. The board reviewed and approved the draft governing policies manual. The board reviewed and approved the March and April narrative and analytic report from Securitas. Both reports will be put online. The board approved a logo for the sandwich. This will be taken back to the marketing committee so they can work on marketing and branding with this logo. The board approved pool monitors for the main clubhouse pool Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 9 to 3, and then the north clubhouse on holidays. And finally, the board met and received updates on the lounge expansion. And that completes the report on executive session actions.
Thank you. As you can tell, the board's been busy. The next is the sub-associations. Do we have any sub-association report? We do.
Doug Swenson reporting on the Fairway Villas. Just want to let you know that those of you who weren't at our spring party spring party, yes, 2 weeks ago, you missed a great time. Our wonderful social committee and with the help of our district delegate put on a great evening, and we had an auction of items that members of our association donated, and at this date, as far as I figure, we're someplace over $1,400 we made. It was probably the most fun we've had in any party for a long time. Thank you.
Thank you. Delegate Assembly?
Nobody.
They're in transition. Next is pass action.
I'll go ahead and handle that tonight, Bob. Our attorneys, as well as the developers' attorneys, have met, have conferenced, and they will be getting the writ of mandate all ready to go. To my knowledge, it has not been served to the city yet. Once it is served to the city, they have like 90 days to respond, and so that's pretty much where it's kind of in limbo right now. But of course, as we all know, it was related to the bias that they have to address the issue at some point. So we'll keep you posted.
Thank you. Bingo Advisory Committee?
They do not have a report, but they just wanted to know everything's going well with bingo.
Good. Common area. Doug?
I'm back. Just a couple things. First of all, as Chris mentioned, the outdoor pool's open May 1st. I know it doesn't feel like a day that you want to be out in the pool, but they will be open. They're all clean and ready to go. We also have ordered an awful lot of new tables for the association in this building and the other buildings, so hopefully the less than desirable tables that we've had in some of the areas are gone shortly. And thirdly, hopefully we were going to have the security committee look at the opportunity for leaving the front walking gate open during the day now that they've got the fence around it in case somebody forgot their key. It didn't get on their agenda this month, but hopefully it'll get on their agenda next month. So thank you.
Thank you. EPEP?
Good afternoon, Board, and congratulations to the newly elected board members, good afternoon residents, and FSR. I'll get it straight one day. On Monday, the 22nd, we had our first 4-hour class for Listos. This class is a certification by the state of California and taught the Riverside and is taught by the Riverside Emergency Management Department. On Monday, there were 15 Sun Lakes residents and 5 people from outside of Sun Lakes, 2 from Banning and 3 from Moreno Valley. The first class covered identifying hazards and risks, communication plans, family reunification plan, utility shutoff, and fire extinguishers. This coming Monday, the 29th, will be the second of the 4-hour classes. They will cover emergency supplies, first aids, home organization, and emotional support. The people that attend these classes will get a certification, a certificate. It's kind of like CERT, but a little bit less complicated than CERT. On May 6th, we are inviting all the EPAP coordinators and their zone captains and MRTs to attend a meet and greet. This meeting is a result of several coordinators wanting to meet with the other coordinators to discuss and exchange ideas. The delegate and board members are welcome as well. The executive team has some ideas, but we would encourage more ideas in your inputs. The members of the radio communication units have accepted the task of repairing the Sun Lakes radio repeater system. These radio systems are used by Securitas, Maintenance, and Recreation Department. Radio communication has been a useful tool for our HOA operations in the past and is essential in the time of emergency when the telephones are not working. During the COVID era, the radio system stopped working, and the EPAP communication teams are now using their technical skills to get them working again. Our radio systems are located at the water tank, on the hill behind the Sun Lakes, and on top of the main clubhouse. This is yet another example of the benefits that EPAP provides to your community.
Thank you. Next, Finance Advisory Committee, Mary Jo.
Thank you. Good afternoon, board, management team, and fellow residents. My name is Mary Jo McElwain, and I'm chairman of the Finance Advisory Committee. First of all, our committee would like to congratulate the new board on their election, and we look forward to providing you with the financial information you need to make your decisions. Last week at our meeting, we introduced 3 applicants for our committee. These candidates have outstanding qualifications, and we're waiting for them to be interviewed and then approved by the board at the next open session. On a monthly basis, our committee is obligated to review and analyze the current financials. We discuss the food and beverage department, the golf department, investment reporting, and the reserve expenditures, just to name a few. Last week, we also did some comparisons with the same time frame in 2023 and have prepared a report which we will submit to the board for their review. Our goal is to assist the board and remain committed to being the financial oversight for our association. We will continue to focus our efforts on all areas that impact the financial health of our community. If you have any financial questions, we have open meetings every 3rd Wednesday of the month, and all residents are welcome to attend and ask their questions at the end of the meeting. Our next meeting is May 15th at 2 p.m. in the multipurpose room. We're here to help you get your answers, so join us. Thank you.
Thank you. Golf Advisory, Mike?
Good afternoon. I'm Mike Callahan, Chairman of the Golf Advisory Committee. Spring aeration of the greens and the healing process is almost complete, providing us once again with excellent greens conditions. While the inconvenience of the aeration process often causes golfer dismay, it is this maintenance that provides us with the outstanding greens we are accustomed to. The aeration plugs pulled from the greens are spread around the base of trees or perimeter walls to fill in bare spots and promote growth in these areas. The spring growth spurt provides a unique challenge to golf maintenance regarding the length of rough, weed growth, and perimeter wall trimming. Maintenance of the greens, tee boxes, and fairways takes priority, often leaving the cutting of rough and detail trimming dependent on staffing levels. The GAC asks all residents to remain patient during this time while the maintenance crew works hard to catch up. As part of Charity Weekend, 3 golf events are planned for the first week in June that residents might want to take note of. The Monster Scramble is scheduled for Thursday, June 6th on the executive course. On Saturday, June 8th, the Pro-Am Shootout takes place on a championship course, holes number 10 through 18. This event is a Sun Lakes favorite since it provides spectator access to the golf course for all residents and their guests to watch this event. The GAC and then also on Sunday, June 9th, the golf activities conclude with the Pro-Am Golf Tournament. The GAC encourages residents to make a note on your calendar so you don't miss out on these fun upcoming events.
Thank you. Next is the library. Peter?
Good afternoon. Just a couple of things with the library committee. We are still working on formulating a book group, and more information will be coming in the next Lifestyle magazine next month. And secondly, we are in the process or planning to start ordering new books for this upcoming year, probably June or July. So hopefully we're going to solicit some input from the community in terms of what we should order for this year. Thank you.
Now, if somebody wanted to participate in your book club or book group, what would they do?
I'm sorry?
If somebody wanted to participate in your book group or book club, what would they do? Contact you?
Yeah, in next month's Lifestyle, there will be my phone number and email, and also another volunteer, Laurel Stanley, and her name and email is in there and explains everything that we're hoping to do and try to make it as exciting as we can.
Perfect.
And
Thank you.
informative. Thank you.
Lifestyles? Linda?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Board, welcome to newly elected members. I'm Linda Vieira from the Lifestyles Advisory Committee. Here again is our wonderful Lifestyles magazine. This slick little magazine is the resource most Sun Lakers use to plan the events of their days, weeks, and even months. It tells you what's going on in our advisory committees, clubs, and groups, what's happening in the lounge and restaurant, recreation department, golf course, delegate assembly, and master board. It gives you contact information for almost everything going on, available in, or coming up in Sun Lakes. It's what most of us turn to in order to find out what's going on in our community, including articles from the master board, delegate assembly, first service, restaurant, golf pro, and all advisory committees. Clubs and groups send articles and photos to sunlakesnews@yahoo.com by the 6th of each month. The Lifestyles Advisory Committee meets on the 7th of each month, unless that date falls on a weekend or holiday, to review and edit the articles submitted for each month's issue of the magazine. To keep updated about events coming up in our community, we meet with our master board liaison, Beverly Simmons, Assistant General Manager Jason E. Walls, and Linda Vang of the Recreation Department. We publish want ads and for sale items from residents at no cost and hide a monthly joke for readers to find. We include paid ads from vendors who have served our residents well. We also publish Friends We Will Miss, a special Did You Know section, and messages of gratitude from residents. Responses to our Get the Joke contest are put in a hat and a winner is randomly drawn, earning a restaurant gift card as a prize. Photographs taken by residents of areas within Sun Lakes are used on the magazine cover. If you're good at editing and proofreading and are interested in joining us, please fill out a volunteer application form that you can get in the main clubhouse lobby. Thank you. I'd like to say one thing about the ads the paid ads from vendors. I'm not sure if you all know this, but if you use a vendor that is advertising in Lifestyles and you are unhappy with the result of that service, please contact us. Courtney, our publisher, is wonderful about contacting that vendor and expecting that vendor to correct the problem to the satisfaction of the resident, or else she will ban them from advertising. So just know that you have redress if something happens. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, marketing. Michelle?
Don't start yet, Jason. Good afternoon, Master Board, residents, FSR. My name is Michelle Walter, and I am the chairperson for the Marketing Advisory Committee. So we had our last meeting yesterday, April 23rd, and I have to tell you, after many months of designing our virtual brochure, it's finally complete, and it is on the website. So you can go to the website right now and look at the virtual brochure that's on there. It might be called an online brochure. We're still trying to figure out what we want to call it. But let me tell you, Jerry Blodgett has done an amazing job on that. Hernan, everybody has worked so hard. It is finally up and running, so I'm so excited. And I just handed the Master Board a coupon book for our new homeowners. And I would like to have those back because you cannot use them.
What?
So that's going to be included in our new Welcome Home packet, which we have our Welcome Home tomorrow. And we have 49 new residents that we're welcoming into our community. And we are awaiting your decision on our logo, and apparently it got approved, so I am so excited. Okay, the following are the stats on the home sales in Sun Lakes from April 1st to the 23rd. Active or coming soon, 31 homes, 6 condos. Home prices from $345 to $648. Condo prices from $315 to $365. In escrow as of April 23rd, 15 homes and 4 condos. Condo prices $279 to $365. Home prices from $335 to $498. Closed escrows as of April 23rd, 11 homes, prices from $333 to $510. We are still getting in our new homeowner survey cards. For April, we did receive 9. Out of those 9, 6 residents are still working, 6 were interested in golf, and all 9 of them said it was important to have a restaurant on site. So our next meeting is May 14th at 2:30 in admin. And I just want to real quick, since I've got like 30 seconds to go. Community awareness is on May 7th, and we are having the San Gregonio Stroke Center. So they will be here from 1 to 3, so you'll get a lot of information. And if you have any questions regarding the Stroke Center, we'll have Guillermo here to answer your questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Master Architectural?
Good afternoon, Master Board, and congratulations to all of those who were recently elected. And good afternoon to all the residents. We really don't have a whole lot to talk about today. I've beat to death the fact that we have a color palette, and you need to use a color palette if you're going to paint your house. We only had one that didn't want to use the color palette, and they're not painting the trim red. Thank you.
Thank you. Procurement Advisory?
Good afternoon, Board and fellow members of the First Services and our Sun Lakes community members. My name is Bob Hicks, and I'm the current chair of the Procurement Advisory Committee. We conducted our monthly meeting on the 15th of this month. Our board liaison, Bob Walter, presented us with an executive overview of the major events of significance to the PAC. Chris Mitchell provided an update on the current FSR staffing issues, which are impacting FSR's ability to make progress on a number of operational and reserve projects. Additionally, there's been an unusually high number of record requests, meetings with delegates, and reviewing videos as it pertains to misinformation. So we've put a huge burden on our management company, which is detracting from their ability to support all of us because of the few, is the point I want to make. Mr. Mitchell is working to solidify the admin staff and looks forward to working with the PAC on upcoming RFPs and projects, including 2025 golf projects, the upcoming Spectrum contract, which expires in August of 25. They are already in preliminary discussions with them. Other projects are surveillance cameras and possibly point-of-sale system. Several members of the PAC discussed proposing a technology assessment initiative to the master board. The purpose of the project would be to create a complete SLCC-wide inventory of all technology, which would document what systems are used, their capabilities, compatibility, and the platforms, owns them, who owns the product or service, software, who's responsible for maintenance and updating, et cetera. We suggested that the PAC develop a position paper for the master board to review and consider. The consensus was that it was a worthy idea of further development, but we were told that something like this did not receive high priority from previous boards. So don't get your hopes up was kind of the message. Bob Walter agreed with the idea and requested the PAC to develop the initiative and submit it to the board for consideration. We submitted the technology assessment initiative document to the board on April the 19th. We are anticipating a very busy and heavy workload now that the election season is behind us. Each of the procurement process cycles have a significant impact on the workload of the GM, appropriate department heads, and the board. The primary purpose of the PAC is to support their efforts and follow the prescribed procurement process, thereby obtaining agreements which represent the best possible value for Sun Lakes. Our meetings are the third Monday of every month. We welcome anybody interested to please join us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next is recreation.
Gloria Pena, Chair of the Recreation Advisory Committee. Greetings, board members, and those of you in the audience and on 97 watching. For recreation, we have evenings on the veranda beginning again once with Renee Rogenaro. It starts on May 1st from 5 to 8, the first Wednesday of each month from May through September. May 4th, 11th, and 18th, we have our annual spring garage sale from 8 to 1. The flyers are available in the main foyer. May 24th, we have the Community Shredding Day from 9 to 12. The parking lot next to the pickleball courts are going to be used. And it's $5 per box, banker box size only, cash only, first come, first serve. On May 31st, Leonard Skinnard tribute concert will be here. The tickets are on sale now. The tickets are $15 per person, and we accept checks only. Flyers are available on the rack in the lobby. Our ice cream socials will begin in June. June 10th is our first one, and it will run through September on the second Monday of each month out on the veranda, and as weather permits. All this information is available in the Lifestyle magazine, the website, Good Day Sun Lakes, and Channel 97, and all flyers are available to you just out in the foyer. Thank you.
Thank you, Gloria. RV storage.
Good afternoon, board and residents, and welcome new member Don Day. My name is David Puckett, a chairperson of the RV Storage Committee. I'd like to report that we didn't have a committee meeting in March as everybody was traveling on the committee, but we did have one in April. We discussed a variety of topics of the lot, but our main topic was security system. Our board liaison asked us to send a more detailed letter and possible suggestions for a more secure system in the RV lot. Currently, we are reviewing and will be addressing this to the board. Also, we had a pole extension put in on gate 6, which will enable RVs pulling through the gate to see the pole, reducing damages to the RV. I'd like to report we haven't had any incidents in the RV lot this year, which is a good thing. We still are 100% full in the RV lot, and a wait list is, for some reason, is growing in the past 60 days. A message for the people on the RV wait list. Anybody on the wait list, please keep in contact with McKenna in the administration office for updating your position, or if you still want to be on the lot list or whatever. As a comment to that, we're having a lot of problem when we call somebody on the wait list of them responding. We call 2 or 3 times and sometimes never get an answer from people on the wait list. So please keep in contact with McKenna, like I said. And that's all I have to report.
Thank you. Restaurant and Lounge, Marcia?
Good afternoon, board and fellow residents, along with FSR. Chris gave you a lot of information about the Cinco de Mayo. I just know that the tickets are on sale now in the Sandwich. There's a lot of information on the flyers that are on the website. This event will be held on the veranda, which should be a lot of fun. You must purchase your tickets by May 1st. No tickets will be sold at the door, and all sales are final. Mother's Day. Chris talked a little bit about this. Again, will be held in the ballroom on May 12th. There will be 2 seatings for the event, one at 10 and one at 1. The flyer has all kinds of good stuff about the food that will be served. Chef Chris and his team really go out for Mother's Day to honor all the moms, including the favorite chocolate fountain with all the goodies that go with it. So tickets are available starting today and must be purchased by May 8th. No tickets will be sold on the day of the event, and again, all sales are final. And then last I have is, as the weather warms up, additional outdoor seating will be available in the golf cart parking area of the Sandwich. So this is going to be a dog-friendly area, so you'll be able to bring your pets and come out and enjoy a meal outdoors. We have moved our meetings to the first Monday of the month at 1:30 p.m. in the admin office for anybody that would like to come and observe. And then what our committee will also be serving as ambassadors at both the Cinco de Mayo and Mother's Day events, and we look forward to seeing everyone there. Thank you.
Thank you. Safety Advisory, Mike?
Good afternoon. My name is Michael Voles. I'm chairman of the Safety Advisory Committee, Board, FSR, and fellow residents. I have this report. The Safety Advisory Committee has made several recommendations to the Master Board for stop signs and some speed limit signs. In our meeting this past Monday, we discussed a recommendation regarding fining residents who do not obey traffic regulations here at Sun Lakes. We know this is a big concern to everybody. This includes not making a full stop at stop signs, speeding, and reckless driving. Our recommendation will apply to golf carts as well as cars, trucks, and vans. We know traffic safety here is a big concern, and we want to do what we can to ensure that residents, guests, and vendors comply with HOA rules and regulations. Stay tuned for forthcoming announcements. Delegates in condo districts 10 and 6 have raised concerns regarding parking violations and street obstructions in their districts. As a result, Securitas has increased their patrols in these areas to document any violations. This is a safety concern because of the narrower streets in the condo areas. First, patrol will attempt to educate residents and/or guests to comply with rules and then to issue a citation if necessary. It is the residents' responsibility to inform their guests of our parking and traffic regulations here, so please do so. There have been some issues recently with contractors soliciting door-to-door after completing a project. They are not allowed to knock on your door to do this. If it happens, please contact security right away. They can identify the company and take the necessary steps to prevent this from happening in the future. Securitas has been coordinating with EPAP to improve and ensure the safety and well-being of Sun Lake's residents. They are jointly reviewing protocols and procedures for potential scenarios, including fires, earthquakes, medical emergencies, and security threats. Additionally, Securitas will participate in EPAP's yearly training sessions and drills for residents and staff to familiarize them with procedures. Dogs off leash has been an issue lately. Please be sure to leash your dogs whenever you are off your property. You can receive a citation if you fail to do this. Remember to check your garage doors at night before you retire. Stay safe and enjoy our beautiful community. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is the consent agenda. First Service read the consent agenda for us.
Yes, on today's consent agenda, we have approval, excuse me, of the open session meetings for March 27th, 2024, April 10th, 2024, that's the annual meeting of membership and election, and the April 10th, 2024 organizational meeting. Further, we have a resolution to record liens, and those liens are as follows. Just go. For the following accounts: 1902-01, 2084-01, 0003-01, 2192-01, 3147-01, and 3179-01. Those complete the items that are on the consent agenda.
Thank you. Any board member wish to pull any item from the consent agenda? If not, I need a motion to approve.
I move we approve the consent agenda.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passes 5-0. Next item is the board report, the financial report for March. Our treasurer will be giving that for us.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Gary Burkle, Sun Lake's treasurer. And this is the treasury report on the March financial statements. So for March, we had, the month of March, we had $154,495 surplus. And that's a good thing. That means that the income for the month exceeded the expenses by $154,495. Year to date, we have a surplus of $162,462. Those amounts come from the monthly financial statements prepared by First Service. So I take these numbers directly from the financials that come out every month. So if you have any questions about them, you can email or call me or refer to the financial statements. So for March, you can see there that our dues collected was $994,293. And as I said, the bottom line income for March was $154,494, which you can see at the bottom of that column. Most departments, so you can look over on the right there, you can see how each department performed compared to budget. For example, the utilities for year-to-date, we're under budget by $2,407. Utilities were actually under budget by $30,292, so on down the line. I sound like I'm repeating myself, obviously, but the trouble we have is obviously in food and beverage. Food and beverage, you can see that year-to-date, we're over budget by $162,276. On the other hand, as I've said, in the right-hand column, golf operations is under budget, so performing better than budget by $89,266. Overall, net, well, you can see also there in the middle column, year-to-date, we have a surplus of $162,461. If I have any concerns, it's that if I put on the bottom line here what our surplus year-to-date was through March of 2023, and you can see it was $343,699, which was, so we're actually down year-to-date from March of last year, and year-to-date we're basically slightly over budget by $6,433. At the end of March, our cash position was $204,998, which is also down from March of last year, and our outstanding bills were $944,069. At the end of March, we owed First Service $380,926. And the reason I mention this is that at the end of any month, that's typically our largest bill, the amount we owe First Service. They obviously handle our payroll and bill us for payroll and for their, their monthly base charge and other charges. So at the end of the month, typically we owe First Service more than any other vendor. What's also true when it comes to First Service is that they're on both sides of the transaction. They bill us, and they also, decide when their bill is paid. So at the end of March, we owed them $380,926. This is basically the liquid assets that we have to pay our bills, and I've got the chart covers the last 3 months. So this includes the cash and the receivables that we have to pay our bills and the outstanding bills. So at the end of January, you can see there in the left-hand column, we had $1,271,000 roughly in cash and accounts receivable and bills of $952,000, if I can see that correctly. At the end of March, our cash and receivables was $1,213,000. Actually, this includes not only cash and receivables, but if there's we have oftentimes money that's due between funds. So this includes not only the cash and receivables, but for example, if the operating fund pays for an expenditure that's really ultimately going to be out of the reserve and replacement fund, then that's also included as an amount that will be coming in to help pay our bills. So at the end of March, we actually had cash and receivables in excess of bills of $269,225. As far as the repair and replacement fund, actually on the slide where I showed dues, that's really most of our income. Part of the income that comes in is budgeted to go in the repair and replacement fund. So in March and every month this year, we'd be putting in $220,000 into the repair and replacement fund. And so far this year, as you can see, we've put from your dues $660,000 in the repair and replacement fund. The investment income, $21,509 in March, $75,871. And you can see, what the expenditures were out of the repair and replacement fund. The cash balance in the repair and replacement fund at the end of March was $12,640,000. There was amounts, like I said, at the end of March, the repair and replacement fund actually owed the operating fund $760,000. So that was included in what I had available to pay bills. And the budget, and this actually comes from the reserve study that was done for the association back in September of 2023. The annual expenditures budgeted in the reserve study for 2024 are $3,832,000. The capital improvement fund doesn't have much activity right now. Obviously, there's a plan for most of the money, or a largest portion of money, for the lounge expansion is planned to come out of the capital improvement fund. That is $629,000, and at the end of March, the capital improvement fund had $1,747,296. The only other activity in the, actually there were some small expenditures and the investment income. That's my report for March. If you have any questions, feel free to email me or give me a call. Thank you.
Thank you. Need a motion to review and file the financial statement?
I so move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passes 5-0. Next is the dog park feasibility discussion, and Randy's going to be handling that for us today. He was on that. He was on that committee that helped investigate that.
Jason, are you calling it up? Do you have it there? Can you? The thing I sent that was attached to the agenda. I meant to ask you earlier today and I forgot. If not, I can read it. Sorry about that. Okay.
Give me a half hour.
Well, I'll start it while he's calling up the sheet here. In November of 2022, an ad hoc committee was formed to look at the pros and cons of creating a dog park. Many of you know that have been in the community a long time. This is probably the third or fourth time this has come up. The committee was made up of members of the dog owners group, along with other members of the community. It was co-chaired by Beverly Simmons and myself. This group, this ad hoc committee found several locations that were identified as possibilities for guidelines, including size of space, funding, liability, impact on neighbors and the community, parking and access needs, safety for the dogs, property values, and more. The committee visited other local dog parks and spoke to the people managing them to gain insight into rules, concerns, usage, etc. That includes Four Seasons, that has a dog park that has about 52 members. In March of 2023, a report from the ad hoc committee was presented to the master board. There, it's coming. Thank you, Jason. Was presented to the master board. In April of 2023, the board approved a dog park pending a feasible location. So now you're going to see the results of that search for a feasible location. Over the next several months, the members of the master board began to research locations for viability. 9 locations were identified as possibilities, and you can see those all listed there. Some of those, I'm not going to read each one. Some of those were easement areas that were either the gas companies or the electric and water and so forth, different utilities. So the reason we had to contact them because of them being easements, we had to find out what they would allow us to build on the easement. It took months and months to get answers on those. And we finally did, and they said we could build a fence, but we could only dig down 1 foot to do it. Well, anybody that's ever built a fence knows you need a little bit bigger footings than that. So that throughout the easement areas. There were other areas. Beverly and myself walked 6 different areas, knocking on doors, literally asking every resident that we could get to answer the door, and had one very interesting neighborhood confrontation. We'll leave it at that. And that in all fairness, in that community in 2008 had signed a petition where it was 100% of the homeowners said absolutely not, do not put one in this area. And so we were told that that's what happened, and we found the document to prove it. So anyway, that's what that went on there. It was very important to us to do our diligence on that, which we believe we did. We found that at least over 75% did not want a dog park near their homes. Some areas, as I just mentioned, it was closer to 100% who were against a dog park near them. Many residents were concerned about noise, traffic, odor, invasion of their privacy with a dog park so close. One of the easement areas, Pine Valley and Pebble Beach, was just above 50%, so we looked into that, but that ended up being an easement area. And we were unable to build there satisfactorily. The few areas that were open, like I said, were on easements. The utility management companies, again, took us a long time to get it, so that's why it took us a year to get a result. So basically, where we're at today, options available to the board are to deem the project unfeasible or choose a location from the 9 options listed. That's where we're at today as a board and community.
So I'll need a motion in reference to the recommendation on the unfeasibility.
I am prepared to make a motion that we determine that the dog park is not feasible at this time.
And I will second that.
Any other comments from the board members? Any other comments from membership? I need a vote on that matter. All in favor of unfeasibility for the dog park at this time?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes 5-0. Thank you. We tried. Next is the Recreation Advisory Committee has a recommendation. They're recommending we approve a new group, I think it's a new club, entitled the African American Heritage Connection Club. This club would like to meet in the clubhouse once a month to get together and plan events and share in their common identity at Sun Lakes. This club is open to all Sun Lake members and is being head up by Beverly Rashid. I need a motion in reference to that. I'll make a motion that we approve the club.
I'll second that.
Any comments from the board or from membership? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passes 5-0. Thank you. Glad you got your club. Great leader. Next is the Playhouse banner for the upcoming show. Management received a request from the Sun Lakes Playhouse Group to have their banner posted at the main gate for their upcoming show. Their show is May 23rd to the 26th, and they would like to have their banner up for 2 weeks prior to the show. Need a motion in reference to that?
I move we permit the banner.
I'll second.
Any comments from the board or from membership? All in favor? Aye. Passes 5-0. Next is a committee request from the Golf Advisory Committee. GSC submitted a request to remove the large pepper tree on the championship course hole number 15 to the right of the fairway between the sand trap and the cart path. As part of the renovation of the back 9 fairway sand traps, this tree is slated for removal according to the architectural plan. Currently, the arborist is scheduled to trim trees on this hole during April, and removal during this time would save money. I need a motion in reference to that.
As much as I hate to see trees go, I would move to approve that. It's just not in the right location.
I'll second that.
Any comments from the board or from membership?
One question that I might have, is this an opportunity to replant a tree at a different location?
I would.
I don't know.
We do that on a regular basis.
Okay.
But it's going to help the golf course, too.
Yeah, well, this tree is growing large and is considered double.
We can all hear you, Mike, except the
Our
people on
GAC
TV.
chairman will give us some input here.
Yeah, one reason for this request was if we would have done the Fairway Bunker project on the course this year, which was deferred till next year, that tree would have been removed because at the end of the sand trap, and it's grown large enough that according to the golf architectural plan, it's considered double jeopardy for golf play. So as part of that plan, it was to be removed. This was brought up to us by our golf superintendent, who, since the golf course arborist is here doing trimming on trees and stuff, we could save the community money by having that tree removed now rather than have a tree removal company come in and remove it as part of the sand trap project should we continue next year.
Thank you.
Any other comments?
I'm sure it's a
before we
monster
vote?
anyways.
Seeing no other comments, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passes 5-0. Next is a member request for the Banning Chamber event. Management received a request from a member that is involved in a Banning Chamber. The board had previously approved the facility usage for their event on May 16th. They're now asking if we would donate 36 to 48 glasses of wine for their concert event. This donation would include a picture with the headliner, recognition of the program, priority seating, and tickets for a glass of wine. Need a motion in reference to that request.
I move to deny this request, and I'll tell you, excuse me, I'll tell you why. As you've heard us say before, actually, I have to wait for a second to tell you why. I move to deny.
I'll second for sake of discussion.
Okay. As you've heard us speak before, part of the intention is to start, if we're going to have outside people in here, we want to start making some money from that. We want to charge them for the space. We want to act like a business instead of just giving everything away. This is the city, or the Chamber of Commerce, and we are really trying to work with them. So we have donated the room for them to use, so there's no charge there. I just feel like if we continue to donate and donate and donate, we're not going to be able to take the steps that we need towards making this a profitable entity when we bring outside vendors or outside people in to use our area. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, and the other concern is that it would, and we love the Chamber of Commerce and the people that are submitting this, but if you set that precedent, then other clubs and other groups are going to want some special consideration too. Any other comments from the board or from membership? All in favor of denial?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes 5-0. Next is a request from the Safety Advisory Committee. Management received a request from the Safety Advisory Committee. They would like to add flashing stop signs at Glen Eagles and Country Club, and Clubhouse Country Club stop sign as well, as a few speed limit signs on Masters and one at Country Club in Augusta. Additionally, they would like limit lines repainted on Glen Eagles and Country Club. Apparently there's an issue with that particular stop sign. Furthermore, the committee is recommending the addition of a number of stop signs, 16. Finally, the committee is recommending to repaint a few speed humps in the community. I need a motion in reference to the Safety Committee recommendations.
Well, I think we have, or I'll speak for myself, I'm sorry. Some of it I agree with. At this time, I don't think adding 16 more stop signs, as much as I've been an advocate for the stop signs, I don't believe adding 16 more is going to solve our problem. As Mike alluded to during his report, we have a huge problem. Just in the last 3 days, I've been cut off twice by people not stopping at stop signs. No turn signal, barely slowing down. And so I don't know that we can solve that with the more stop signs at this point.
But let me make a motion
Oh,
so
I'm
we can
sorry,
talk
yeah.
about it.
I'm sorry.
I would move to look at this and consider some parts of it.
That's where I was.
Why don't we,
I got carried
why don't
away.
we do this? Let's make a motion in reference to all the requests with the exception of the 16 new stop signs.
I will so move that.
Okay. I need a second on that.
I'll second for discussion.
Any other comments from the board or
I-
from membership?
I do have a comment. The flashing stop signs are a grand idea. My concern, and especially at Glen Eagles and Country Club, because there's really no houses there, my concern about having a flashing stop sign, and for those of you who don't know, they flash 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. All those, the condos on 18 and the houses on 18, most of their bedrooms are in the back of the house. That flashing stop sign is going to be a strobe light in their bedroom every single night, and that's my concern with the flashing stop signs.
I have the same concern that Beverly does. If we're starting to put flashing signs up, that could definitely be an impact on residents' privacy.
Plus, they're quite expensive. I think I get where you guys are coming from. I was stopped out here watching this car he was hauling, I swear, 25 miles an hour. And all of a sudden, they saw me watching, screamed on the brakes and stopped. But, yeah, people just blow through it. There's got to be a solution. I think the biggest solution I'd love for the safety committee to do is figure out how to get people to actually stop at the signs as opposed to rolling through them. I don't know if we maybe put something on the streets that say stop sign coming up. I don't know. But I just have a concern with the flashing signs.
I think as a board also, I would like to know what the cost of this is going to be. But I also agree with what others have said. I think, unfortunately, the dilemma is that people just don't pay attention to the signs.
The rules don't apply to them.
You know, and whether, as much as we try to communicate the safety issue of this, you know, it still appears to be the fact that people ignore. And the sad part is that these are residents who ignore the safety of our own other residents. So, but on the other hand, I agree, I take seriously any recommendation of the safety committee. And I think I'd first of all like to know how much this would cost and maybe have the opportunity to look at for myself where these signs would be.
I'm going to agree with Gary, therefore I'm going to withdraw my motion at this time. And then I would make a motion, if the second, do you want to withdraw your second?
Yes. Will you withdraw your second? Yeah. Go ahead and make your motion.
Okay, now I would like to make a new motion to table this for further investigation about pricing and addressing the issues that have been stated here today.
And I'll second that.
Any other discussion from the board or membership?
Should we?
I do believe we need to do something.
Yeah,
You know, because it's a major problem here is speeding and safety. You know, and if you think the flashing light would be a problem, you know, make a bigger one with just a light. You know, we need to do something.
Yeah, maybe
We
do a
we need
solar-powered
enforcement.
spotlight.
When we table, we have a discussion.
We're done, sorry.
Yeah.
That's why I got to get rid of
I guess if we follow the correct rules and procedures, when you table an item,
Okay.
then this discussion
done.
stops.
Okay.
But we didn't vote on the tabling of that. So we're going to go ahead and vote on the tabling on that. All in favor of tabling that?
Aye.
Aye.
It passes 4-1.
We'll get it.
Yeah.
Next is management received a letter from the chairperson of the Common Area Advisory Committee, Doug Swenson. He would like to recommend Mary Jo McElwain to be appointed to the committee. If approved by the board, the term would expire 12/31/25. I need a motion in reference to that.
I so move that we approve.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passes 5-0. Next is homeowner comments. You can tell the election is over with. I only have 2 requests here, so I'd like to invite Tom Hyatt to make his comments.
Hello, I am Tom Hyatt. I am representing my wife, Sosie Hyatt, District 4, Cypress Point. Good morning, good evening, board and directors. She's made it double spaced so I don't have to wear my glasses. So that was wonderful of her. March 27th, Mr. Burkle informed us that Four Seasons in Beaumont, along with Sun City Shadow Hills and Indio, had at least $2 million in cash. Unlike the 72,000 Sun Lakes had at that time, which may have been massaged. In doing further research, attempting to compare apples to apples, it has been concluded that Four Seasons charges more dues by $56.62 than we do, and we have 45% less residents and less cost as they lease out their bistro, and they've tried 3 different times and had 3 different companies turn it down. In researching Sun City Hills and Indio, this 55 and over community has 123 more homes than Sun Lakes, and they are charging $33.62 more on their HOA dues. Now, our HOA dues are $365, but $62 of that is Spectrum, Internet and Spectrum. So we are actually charging less than either one of these other organizations. Troon Management also showed $650,000 in losses in the restaurant and almost doubled the losses in golf course management. As we have 8 months left in this year and another 11 months before the next election, I believe that we should come up with a plan, aside from just focusing on the losses of the restaurant, not to mention the golf course. Obviously, based on the numbers for Sun City Shadow Hills, Troon is not necessarily the solution, and leasing out of a restaurant is not either. Are we being realistic about our dues? We are the oldest community, 55 and over community, and we have the lowest dues. Maybe the focus needs to be on a long-term plan, like a strategic plan. We need to find ways to cut the electrical cost, go solar, work on that. We should also voice our concern to the city regarding the water reclamation plant that was supposed to be running water into Sun Lakes Country Club that has been promised to us for over 12 years. And we spend a ton of water on our golf course. And I believe together as a team, and I don't mean just the board, but I mean the entire Sun Lakes community, that we can come up with solutions versus complaints and achieve the results that make Sun Lakes an even better place than it already is. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Tom. Next is... Next is Marcia.
Hello, it is me again. I just want to thank all of the folks that have signed up for the Monster Scramble for your flexibility in changing the date for our super fun and really crazy tournament. So as of right now, I happen to have 8 team openings. So if you want to play on June 6th, there are flyers, updated flyers, in the pro shops. So get your teams together and come on and play. We've got, make sure you bring some extra cash for raffle tickets. I've got some great raffle baskets and the fun activities that are out there on the course. And we're really looking forward to seeing everyone there on June 6th. The check-in starts at 7:45 a.m. and the play starts at 8:30. I really want to thank everyone for your generosity. All the proceeds go to the many organizations in our area that really need some assistance. So thank you so very much. Hope to see everybody out there at the Monster Scramble.
Thank you. Any other comments from membership?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Fran Hanratty, and I am an ambassador for the Banning Chamber of Commerce. And today I'd like to invite everyone to a beautiful concert, Harmony in the Neighborhood, where the classical meets Broadway. Join us for a magical night where Broadway meets classical music. The Banning Chamber is thrilled to announce our fundraising event to support the creation of a stunning mural in downtown Banning. Together, we can create a vibrant space that celebrates art and community. It is Thursday, May 16 at 6:30 p.m. Get tickets at thebanningchamber.com. Events, $40 per ticket here in the Sun Lakes Ballroom. And I thank very much the board for your support and allowing us to have this beautiful concert that we're really looking forward to. Yep. Thank you, everybody, and I hope you all join us.
Thank you. Dory, did you have an announcement you would like to make?
Hi, everyone. I'm Dory Gartsky, and I operate the Recycle Project here in Sun Lakes. I've been supporting the Pass Action Group for a little over 2 years now with the help of everybody in the community who's been donating their recyclables. And as Randy said a little bit earlier, we are getting close to a final answer, we hope. So I want to do one more thing, so I've started another project. I've asked every district delegate in the community to please distribute a letter that I created and let their residents please read the letter, determine if they agree with what I have said in my letter, and if they agree to please sign it, both a husband and wife, and this includes everybody who's a renter or an owner. And we're going to gather all those signatures, and we're going to make it available to Randy and his team. I've got a big box in my little living room there. It's filling up already because some of the delegates have started last week, or earlier this week, distributing this letter. But most of them will be starting next week to distribute the letter with their monthly newsletter. And that will be helpful to, I think, a lot of the delegates who may be new or have changed districts, and not everybody knows where their delegate lives at the moment. So they're going to deliver my letter to the residents during their normal monthly newsletter delivery. So I'm asking everyone, please read it, take it under consideration, and if you agree, sign it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dory.
Thank you.
Next is the director comments. Gary? Okay. John?
Yes, I'd like to thank everybody for their support in the election, and I'm sure we're all happy that's over with. Going forward, I'm excited to be part of the board. I think there are a lot of things that are going wonderful here. It's a great place to live. It is a slice of paradise, and I'm committed to working with the board and trying to find some ways to focus on a few of the areas that need a little bit of a tune-up. So that's my goal going forward, is to work with this board to accomplish that. And I look forward to everybody's support for the board going forward. Thank you.
Beverly?
You've heard people talking about the Monster Scramble and the Pro-Am and the shootout and all of that. So we had tried to spread out charity, and April just didn't happen. So Charity Week is kind of coming back. The first full week, or the first weekend in June, June 6th through the 9th, is all of these fun events. But most of you will remember that we do a ball drop, a helicopter ball drop. And you get delivered to your house an envelope that has tickets in it to ride that helicopter or for raffle tickets and ball drop tickets. So all of that is underway right now. We spent 4 hours yesterday stuffing envelopes for you. And those will come out to you. They will be hand delivered either by the delegates or by residents, and we might need some help on that, to send them out, put them in your mailbox or under your porch, on your porch if you don't have a mailbox, the beginning of May. So watch for that. This is probably the biggest fundraiser for the Charitable Trust and the Charity Week, are these ball drop tickets and raffle tickets. And it's simple and easy because all you have to do is fill out the ticket, stick it in the envelope, put in your check, and take it over to the Keeleys, and that's it. So it's an opportunity to win. I think there's 5 $300 charity raffle prizes that are being given away. We're also doing closest to the pin. That's what the ball drop is. For those of you who've never seen this before, we get a helicopter full of all these golf balls, and he comes and hovers over the driving range and pours buckets of golf balls out onto the driving range. Last year, he was incredibly accurate. I think we had 8 balls that were in the hole. I can't even get 1 ball in the hole. This guy got 8, and everybody got some prizes. So it's a great fun event. It happens immediately following the pancake breakfast, which starts at 7:30 on that Friday. So please watch your mailboxes for these envelopes. They're white and with big writing on them that say Charity Week or something about charity. So you'll see them, and it's a great way to get involved with the Charity Week. So thank you for listening to that, and thank you for being here. We've got a new board. We're getting started. We had our first meeting today, and things are rolling. So I'm glad to see that. Thank you.
Thank you. Randy?
I reiterate a little bit of what Don said. Thank you for the reelection. I appreciate it. I'm glad to serve the community, and I hope to do my best. And again, we've got a different team up here, only one change on it, but it's a team, and we're going to work together as a team to get through any differences that might have been brought up during election time and difference of opinion, but we're a team. We're going to work together and get it done. That's my goal. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, as previously mentioned, we're all glad that the election is over with. This is your current board for the next year, so I hope you continue to, support and give input, to your board. We want to thank you for your support and thank you for your patience while we're doing this lounge expansion. Most projects never end up on time, so be prepared for some delays in reference to that. But the good news is the lobby bar is now open. It's happy hour, and there's a great lobby bar right out the door. Any other comments? This is adjourned. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you.